Today we will see the speed control of DC motors. Now, why we have to control the speed of DC motor? See, in applications of DC motor, according to the load changes, we require the different speed at different loads. Okay? So that's why we have to control the speed of a DC motor. So basically there are two types of methods by which we can control the speed of DC motor. First one is flux control. Then second is armature control. Now the question is, how can we change the speed of DC motor? We know that, what we know? We know that EB is equal to P phi Zn upon 60A. Okay, this is first equation, and second equation is EB is equal to V minus IaRa. This is second equation. Now first equation, from first equation we can say that as the number of poles are constant, number of conductors are constant, number of parallel paths are constant, and 60 is a constant number. That is, we can say that EB is equal to phi n. Okay, we get this equation. Now from this equation we can say that, or we can replace EB by phi n from first equation. So what the second equation gives? Phi n is equal to V minus IaRa, or we can say that n is equal to V minus IaRa divided by phi. Now from this equation we can say that we can change the speed, that is n. We can increase or decrease the speed of motor by changing the flux, by changing the voltage, that is terminal voltage, by changing the armature current and armature resistance. Okay, n is inversely proportional to phi, n is inversely proportional to IaRa. Now first method, what is first method? Flux control. Okay, now from this equation we will consider only flux. Why so? Because by changing the flux we are going to control the speed. So from this equation we can say that n is equal to 1 divided by phi, that is n is inversely proportional to phi. Now consider DC shunt motor. Here we are drawing a simple diagram of DC shunt motor. This is terminal voltage V. This is your armature, and this is RSH, that is shunt field winding. This is armature. Okay. Now what we have to do? We have to add a rheostat. Why we have to add rheostat? We have to add this rheostat. Now what is meant by rheostat? Rheostat is a variable resistance. Variable resistance means we can change the value of resistance. Okay, now why we use here a rheostat? Rheostat, see, by changing the value of resistance we can change the value of ISH. When the value of ISH changes, your flux will also change. Your flux changes, your speed will also change. Okay, by changing the value of ISH. Now how we can change the value of ISH? If the resistance increase, we know that current is inversely proportional to resistance by Ohm's law. When you decrease the resistance, the current will be increased. Now when we change the value of resistance here, when we decrease the value of resistance, your current will increase. When we increase the value of resistance, your current will decrease. That's why we can change the value of this current. When the value of this current will changes, your flux will also change. And that is how we can change the value of speed. Okay, so from this equation we can say that we have to change the flux by varying the resistance or by changing the value of current, and we will get the desired speed. Okay, when phi will be decrease, your speed will increase. When your phi will increase, your speed will decrease, and vice versa.